Alright, here we have our very own Bryson from WCC, who just finished top 8 at the World Finals. Hey Bryson, can you tell us what did you play?
For one thing I can tell you, I'm apparently a meme now.
Oh.
If you guys watched the live featured stream when I played, I decided to play Great Nature.
Great Nature, alright, let's have a look.
Okay. And I played Great Nature, so I didn't know what else to play. And Albert wanted me to play Great Nature, so I was like, I'll play you Great Nature, Albert. So for starters, I played Blackboard cards. As far as I know, the only starter we can run, generic on-ride draw card. And I guess I'll go 3s, 2, 1s, and 0s without moving this mat. For 3s, it's the card that I'm apparently a meme with now. School Hunter Leopold. Of course, it's Excel, continuous for its skill. If you have a grade 3 in your soul, this unit's auto abilities will trigger twice. So even if it's on place ability, which I'll get to now, its on place ability, which I apparently don't know how to read, is when it's placed, you mill the top card of your deck, and depending on the card you mill, it gets one of 2 different effects. So if you mill a normal unit, it's check top 4, call up to 2 grade 2 or less cards, as I found out. Reading is hard. Call them and shuffle. And then if you mill a trigger, you get 15k and a crit. So which is good, because if you mill a trigger, you technically gain more power than the trigger would have gave you, and you gain a crit. So I run it as a 4 of. Ideally, I like to ride it for second, just because I get a full value out of its effect. But riding it first isn't terrible either. My preferred grade 3 ride is 3 Armed Instructor Bison. So that's another Excel unit. Auto Vanguard or Rearguard. When it attacks, you pay the cost, counterblast 1, choose a Rearguard, it gets +5. And if Bison is on the Vanguard circle, that Rearguard will stand. So it's good, you know, it's kind of, it's like a Naval Gazer, except he doesn't gain power, the unit gains power, and he doesn't have to be like wave restricted. I just like this because it allows me to extend my attacks, especially on my Excel circles. I'll call like a Geograph Giant, or even a Binoculus Tiger, and I can trigger Binoculus Tiger twice if I have the counterblast for it. It's really good. I ran it as a 3 of. And my last grade 3 was 1 Pencil Hero Hansuke. This one was more of, it was a toss-up if I wanted to play the deck centered around this or centered around like Leopold and Bison. I chose to center it around the Leopold and Bison, but I still wanted to run this in case I could get it. I decided only to play 1 because I didn't want to, if I didn't draw it, I didn't like care. And its skill, when it's placed, if you have the grade 1 and the grade 2 Hansuke in your soul, you pay the cost of discarding 2 cards, you gain another Excel circle, and then you search your deck for up to 1 copy of the grade 1 and the grade 2 and you call them to Rearguard circle. So pretty cool. If he can pull it off, he can pull it off. I didn't ride it at all. The one time I was gonna ride it was I played against Murakumo. And I saw he had a Zanbaku and I chose like, no, I'm not gonna ride this. Because I don't want to get stuck on this all day. So that was it for my 3s. I played 8. For grade 2s, I played 4 Binoculus Tiger. Probably my favorite grade 2 in the deck. So, skill auto Vanguard or Rearguard when it attacks. A Vanguard. You pay the cost, counterblast 1, you mill the top card of your deck. If you milled a normal unit, you draw a card. If you milled a trigger unit, you choose one of your opponent's Rearguards, retire it, and you give up to 3 of your units in your front row +5, so it doesn't have to be Rearguard. You can give it to your Vanguard if you wanted to. Overall, I really like it because no matter what, you gain a lot of it. You mill a normal unit, you draw a card. You mill a trigger unit, as long as they have something on the board, you can kill it and you give power, so you still gain advantage off of it that way. What I learned is you kind of always want this to have a booster, because in the off chance that, you know, your opponent can't, it won't hit your opponent without a booster. At least that way, no matter what you hit, you get value off of it. So which is why I played as a 4 of. I wouldn't play it any other less. And then I ran 3 Geograph Giants. Just, you know, it's a 9k, but its skill, if it's on an additional Rearguard circle, so i.e. Excel circle, it's plus 8,000 permanent. So on your opponent's turn, it's a 17. On my turn, it's a 27. Just a really good number, 27. You know, that's against other 12k bases, that's already a 20k guard. And this is my favorite grade 2 to have on an Excel circle on the turn that I go Geograph, or Armed Instructor Bison, because it's 27, skill, restand, and it'll be a 32. So I only ran it as 3 because the later it goes, I kind of don't like it. I like to have it early, just not later. And the other grade 2 that I run is the one I want to see later on. So I also run 3 Barcode Zeros. So Barcode Zero, 9k, it's a skill. Whenever a card is put into your drop zone from your deck, +5. So it can get really big on the turns that you go Leopold, all the other Tiger cards, because Leopold, if you resolve it, if you add another 3, it resolves twice, so this is already at 19. Monoculous Tiger will give it another 5. So having this being boosted by Monoculous Tiger after it getting really big is really good. That's one of the things I liked about having this as a 3 of. I didn't want to have it as a 4 of, because there are other cards I wanted to run. So 3 I felt was good. I could see it often as much as I needed to. And lastly, I played 3 Pencil Knight Homskate, the grade 2. So skill continuous, if your Vanguard is Pencil Hero Homskate, this will gain +3, so it'll be a 12k, so it's a continuous no matter whose turn it is. And continuous Vanguard skill, when it attacks, if you have the grade 1 in the soul, it gets +5. So the reason why I ran 3 is because playing the Homskate line, if you open the grade 1, you don't care what grade 2 you have as long as you open the grade 1 and another grade 1. So Homskate and another grade 1, because then you can search this out, so no matter what, you'll always have your grade 2. So which is really good. There are times where I forgot to do it, just I would play a little too fast, but overall, like, every time I had the chance to, I would search it out. That way I had a card in my hand if I needed to ride a 2, or if anything, it's an extra 5k shield. So it's just another card in your head in the guard with, and you can call it to rear guard next turn. So I played it at 3 because I didn't want to play it at 4. 3 was, I felt, if I ran 3, I could see it whenever I really wanted to, because I can search it out. 2 was sketchy. I definitely wouldn't play it as a 1 of, just because on the off chance that I do damage it, that's the only copy in my deck. So 3 I felt was the comfortable number. For grade 1s, I played 4 Monoculous Tiger. When I first played, when I was first testing this deck, I actually thought this was when it boosts anything, so like if it boosts Vanguard, but I learned that it wasn't, so good thing I did that before today. But skill, when it attacks, or if it boosts the rear guard, you Soul Blast 1, and you mill the top card of your deck. If you mill a normal unit, your opponent cannot call Sentinels. If you mill a trigger, your opponent can only call triggers to Guardian Circle. So that helps, especially in the Angel Feather matchup, because if you mill a trigger, they can't use the Protect marker, because the Protect marker is not a trigger; it's only a Sentinel.
You mean if you mill a normal unit?
Oh no! So if you mill a trigger, they can only guard with triggers.
Yes.
So
right.
Yeah. So the Protect marker is not a trigger.
So pretty much they can't use the Protect markers at all.
Yeah, and then if you mill a normal unit, they can't use the Protect marker that's a trigger, or it's Sentinel. Overall, I like it. It's a really good card. I run it as a 4 because I want to see it as often as I can. It's probably the best booster to have behind your Barcode Zebra, because Barcode Zebra will get really big, and this will make it to where you have to play around how you guard, because if you don't guard correctly, this can really catch people off guard if it's boosting when it gets big enough, because then they have to play around what you're milling, which is why I ran it as a 4 of. The other grade 1s, I played 3 Pencil Squire Homskate. So Pencil Squire Homskate is, if you have the grade 3 on your Vanguard, this gets +4, so it's about 12. And then auto, at the end of your turn, you can pay the cost of Soul Blast 1 and move this into Soul. You search your deck for up to 1 copy of Pencil Knight Homskate, the grade 2, and add it to hand. So I played it as a 3 of just because I wanted to play other cards, and it's a good, I open this plus maybe like this, and I get, my grade 2. So it's good if I go second, because then I can attack with it, but if not, I don't mind just going first, calling it, getting a free grade 2, another card to hand. Which also helps me, I don't have to do other things when it comes to mulligan, because I can choose what I want to keep. It's not like, oh, I need to keep a grade 2 because I won't have a grade 2. I'll always have a grade 2 if I open this in another grade 1. So I ran it as a 3 of. I also ran 3 Tank Mouse. Tank Mouse, it's a once per turn, sadly. When a card is put into the drop zone from your deck, you counterblast 1 and you may add that card to hand. And its stipulation is you may only 1 card can be returned even if you mill multiple cards, sadly. But overall it's good, 6k, if you put it behind your grade 3, it always hits for 18, so against force matchups. But aside from that, it's good just if you mill a card that you either need the following that turn to extend your combos, or if you mill a trigger and hey, I'm going to need this to survive the next turn, then you can add that. I kind of don't like how the deck eats up Counterblast, but I mean, it is what it is. If it didn't eat up Counterblast, that'd be a little, if there was a way to countercharge, I would say that'd be too free. So I ran it as a 3 of. My only stipulation of not running it as a 4 of is it's a 6k. So if I ride it, not too good.
Damage denial the game.
Yep.
Wrong format.
Damage denial in standard, yep, pretty much. And then the last grade 2s is 2 Silver Wolf.
And grade 1.
Grade 1s, you know. So, I mean, it's technically always bigger than a grade 2 when it's in the back row. But skill, if this unit is in the back row, it's a +4, so it's always a 12k booster. So, you know, you throw it behind a Leopold, you mill double trigger, and you say 54 with triple crit. Although I technically did that in my round 1. My opponent, I milled double trigger on Leopold, and I was like 42, triple crit, and then my opponent couldn't guard, and he died right there. Funsies. And on to the trigger lineup. I played 3 Triangle Cobra and 3 Ruler Chameleon. I only played 6 crit. I was testing 8 crit, I was testing 8 front, and going into an event like Worlds, where Worlds is a best of 1 format for Swiss all the way up until top 8, I figured I want the highest chance that I can of stealing games from my opponents. So I figured I'd play 6 crit, and then I played 4 draws, Cable Sheep. I like this art better than the original. You know, perfect guards. Which sucked, because in my last game, top 8 against Royals, I saw none of these in my hand. And I don't think I triggered one on the damage like once. The other 2 I like milled, which is really unfortunate. But I think 4 draws is enough. I wouldn't want to play it anymore, just because you kind of draw enough already off all your grade 1.
Plus engine, which is a tank mouse.
Tank mouse, you know, binoculus tiger. So it's 4 is perfectly fine for me. And then I played 1 Castanet Donkey and 1 Alarm Chicken. I decided to play 2 fronts. I was like, I wanted to play like Murakumo. You know how Murakumo has a mixed trigger lineup, like you see some like 3 and 3. I was like, but I still wanted the crits. But I wanted the front still, because when I triggered the fronts, they were ridiculously cheeky. So that's why, and I played 1-1. That way I can throw my opponent off. There were times where one of my games, I flipped a front and that kind of sealed the game, even though I misplayed a bunch of times that game. And another one, I damaged the front, and it kind of saved me the whole turn. So that's why I had 2. Donkey.
Donkey MVP.
Donkey good card, except it doesn't go into Soul anymore. And finally, 4 heals. Just, you know, even though we're playing Excel, we're not like those Excel decks that like say we're not going to play 4 heals. We like to play Vanguard with assurance that we can actually live.
Yeah. Well, having heals means you can 6 damage heal.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, even if you mill this, you just add it back to hand, so it's not too bad.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, that was the profile. Any shoutouts?
Shoutouts to Albert, because when I was joking at first when I told Albert I should play Great Nature. He's like, do it, you won't. And I'm like, fuck you, I'll do it. But then I was like, but yeah, overall that, shoutouts to all the people I played against. You know, it was fun meeting everybody from around the world. And overall shoutouts to WCC. You know, we all died in top 8, but we made it. We all died in top 8, but it's whatever. That's really it. You know, it's Vanguard is Vanguard. You know, I'm just happy to have made top 8 and be able to come to Japan and meet everybody.
Alright.
Enjoy the meme if you guys ever see it about me.
Alright, thank you, Bryson.
Thank you.